Hello YouTube, this is Mr. Gibson Guy here with a video of my 2006 Triumph Bonneville T100. I've had this bike for about 6 months now, and I have been getting accustomed to the motorcycle. My motorcycling goes back almost 50 years, and I remember the originals of these bikes. Nowadays they're popular because it's what you would call a retro bike, and I'll take you through some of the modifications that I've done on this one. Modifying motorcycles has been kind of popular in recent years. Kind of the idea of taking something and changing the specs and improving it, making it more original, more personalized. And the changes on Bonnevilles have been a little different than that, because a lot of people have been modifying them to make them more up to original spec, look like original Bonnevilles and act like original Bonnevilles than the new bikes. And that's one thing that Triumph has got here with this bike, is a bike which you can make more original than it comes from the factory. Basically, Triumph did a nice job with this motorcycle and their design of it. It captures the spirit and the whole engineering idea of the original Bonneville, but is much more up to date. It's a more performing oriented motorcycle and more reliable. I like it. It doesn't leak oil, it starts all the time, and it always runs well. Handles very well. And still, some people see, well, it looks like a Bonneville, but I like it to look more like one. So that's what a lot of people have done, and what I've done with this one. First of all, you'll notice here that I got rid of the big Mickey Mouse ears that these come standard with. The Speedo and Tack that come standard on these, the plastic things, break. They're highly inaccurate, and they look really pretty ugly. I got this Speedo and Tack set up from Ride with the Wind, I think is the name of it, an outfit in California. And these are very much like the original Smith's Instruments. Have a little Union Jack on the dashboard with it and everything. This bike still has the standard low bars, which are much like original Triumph Bonnevilles had. I have the ram's horn gas tank. I didn't put the metal strip up the middle that people put on some of their new Bonnevilles to go to where there used to be a seam line on these originals. And the seat says Triumph on it, but it's not it's embossed, but it's not in white like the original ones. They make a taillight replacement kit to replace these kind of space zone lights on here. I haven't bothered to get a taillight replacement kit yet. I might look into that at some point. The main thing that's the problem with the new Bonnevilles is that they've had lots of legal limitations put upon them. They have to make the engine suitable as far as emission regulations and noise regulations, and the result has been some things that have put some really bad limitations on a great engine. You see mine has the Cahin carburetors on it. Those have now been replaced with fuel injection. This is one of the last. But connected to that those two carburetors was a very restrictive airbox. That's been removed, and this bike has pods. You can see them in there. Just very similar to the original air cleaners that were connected to the original Bonnevilles. So this one breathes a lot freer. It also, I've replaced it has the original header pipes on them, which you can see here are connected. But back here is where the difference is. I put the BC Sleeper exhaust system on this, That's British Customs, place out of California, and I have to say this is a big improvement. The original Bonneville, the way this bike came, had these big long sausage mufflers that extended out past the end of the back tire, and that was probably the worst feature on this motorcycle. I have a Harley, and I took my girlfriend on a ride on this bike the first time through the neighborhood, and I pointed out to her, see how nice and quiet this is compared to the Sportster? And she says, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing, it sounds like a toy. And she was right, it did. You heard more valve whir and crunch than you heard exhaust note. But now that's all been changed. These sleepers are straight pipes, no baffles, and stainless steel, much better than the carbon chrome steel on the other bike, on the original pipes. And this one really sounds good. I'm gonna give you the opportunity to hear it now, because I know that's what people are going to want to hear. The performance is really noticeably better on this bike. Once you take out the airbox and go through rejetting carburetors and put on the exhaust, you get a much better performing Triumph. It's really a real Bonneville, like it should be. Well, let's start her up and you can hear what this is going to sound like here. Like that.